There's always that awkward moment for every parent when they find out that their children are curious about sex. And for Reddit user IrrelevantNinja, he found out that his 13-year-old son was watching porn on the internet. And he found out because apparently they had a ton of viruses on their computer. So he went through the history and he realized, oh my God, he's visiting so many different porn sites. So he decided that he would handle the situation by writing a letter to his son and explaining to him that there's nothing to be embarrassed about. His father went through the exact same thing when he was young. However, he wanted to offer some friendly advice on how to find pornography that wouldn't give his computer viruses.
Yeah, that's where he went too far. So, like, I don't mind the, hey, you know what? It's all right, dog. It's all right. Don't sweat it, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of a cool for a dad to do. Oh, I wouldn't offer specific sites.
So let me read you a little bit of his letter. He wrote the following: there are sites that are completely safe and you can go on them and not have your computer turned into a piece of junk. You can go to these sites and not screw up your computer. Don't click on any links taking you to other sites, and please only go to these. 90% of porn sites have crap that can brick a computer.
Okay, that's true.
Okay, so then he proceeds to have a list of, websites that I guess his son can visit. But before he gave it to his son, here's another thing that he did that people are finding a little controversial. He actually posted the letter on Reddit. Now, semi-anonymously, because IrrelevantNinja is not a name, right? So he went with his handle. No one knows who the son is, so it was anonymous. And people were able to share their comments and their thoughts on it. And, the majority of people who commented on it were very supportive. They said, thank you for being a progressive father. Thank you for not embarrassing your son and trying to make him think that sex is a bad thing. And to be honest with you, I agree with a lot of those commenters.
No, here's my issues with it. Like, do I agree with what he wrote to his son? Definitely, definitely. Like, people freak out, parents freak out unnecessarily. Like, they catch a kid watching porn, like, right? It's like, okay, dude, bring it down, okay? It's the most normal thing in the world. Just have a sane conversation, etc. Now, again, I think listing specific porn sites is weird. I get why he's doing it, because he wants to avoid the viruses. But it's also kind of creepy coming from your dad, and it's kind of creepy knowing that your dad's been on those sites. Otherwise, how would he know? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the thing that really tripped me out, though, is needlessly putting it online.
I get it. If he had identified who the boy was, or if he had identified who he is, then I would be uncomfortable with it. But parenting is tricky, and some parents want some advice, and who knows what his situation is. Maybe he felt uncomfortable talking to friends, people who actually know his son, and he wanted to get advice from anonymous Reddit users. So I actually don't have a problem with that, as long as the identity was not revealed. And in terms of him sharing actual links, it's actually against the law. So you're not supposed to share pornography with a minor. It's against the law. However, I do like him actually having a face-to-face conversation with his son as opposed to writing the letter. Because I think the letter, maybe you start off with a letter and you explain to your son like there's nothing to be embarrassed about, and then you follow it with a face-to-face conversation. Because if you know that your son is watching pornography, I think there are important things to take away from it. Like, for instance, if you're watching porn, that's not real life. Right? Mm-hmm. If you're watching it because you're curious, just know that
that's not how it goes down normally.
Not as far as I know.
It's not always ATM action.
I don't know what that is.
All right. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I know now.
I bet you don't.
I do. We did a story on it, and it's bad for you.
Yes. Well, it can be. It can be. I would urge cleanliness.
Anyway, but it's good to let the son know, look, you can get addicted to this. You can get desensitized by it. So having a face-to-face conversation is also very important.
Right.
That's my take on it.
All right. Well, God bless. I think he's trying to get a lot of upvotes.